Yeah, we're gonna be like that. You can see his face?
Yeah.
And me?
Yeah.
We green? Alright. So, everybody always asks me, we APF, did we get that from 4PF? Like the little name, like the motto?
Nah, man. You know, APF stands exactly what it stands for, Atlanta Production Factory. And when we were coming up with that name, we were like, of course, we in Atlanta, so
Right.
that's number one. And I love my city more than any other city in America or the world.
So you born and raised in Atlanta?
Nah, I was actually born in Germany, but I was raised in Atlanta.
You was born in Germany?
Frankfurt, Germany. Yeah, military.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that always inspired me to travel, but Atlanta is always number one in my heart. So, of course, it had to have Atlanta in it. Then we're a film and production company, so of course, production had to be part of it. And because we redid a warehouse, we felt like that it needed to have something similar. So we was like Atlanta Production Warehouse, like nah, we didn't want that. We didn't want that. So myself and my business partner, remember when we both used to work in factories, you know, when we worked on assembly lines and all that shit. So we were more perpetrated on, okay, Atlanta Production Factory.
Right.
So the whole name, it creates a whole idea of Atlanta. You come in here, get your production. It's a factory, so we're producing it and getting it out.
Okay. So you talked about you wanting to always have your own podcast. You wanted to, like, what was yours gonna be about?
With me, man, I did everything. I did everything from stuff I shouldn't have done to politics to business to just, you know, living. So
Overall business, man.
yeah, just overall, just I think that just came from, you know, not wanting to be poor. You know, want more out of life, and then, you know, I've worked for people a lot of times, but you know, you get to that point where you like, nah, I'm a provider. I'm an opportunity maker. So I had to get in position. So you know, it's all about with me, and my podcast would basically be geared towards real life, just everyday shit, what we dealing with every day.
So what's something?
And funny too, of course.
You said some funny shit.
Yeah, absolutely funny. Gotta be funny.
Not too serious.
Nah, I'm a serious person anyway, but sometimes I'm a very funny person in my head, but I'm serious outside. You know,
So if a $1 million rapper came in here and he was asking to use something in here, what would be your first pitch to him? What do you think brings him in the most?
I would want him to shoot a video here. You know, I would want him to shoot a video first and foremost, because we just had a really big production in here, and I saw what could be done, you know, with the right budgets that come inside of the building. So we've always been geared towards the small guy, but we also want to be geared towards the big guy as well too. So with the big guy, I could sell him because I have a private security and private transportation team. So we are 20 minutes on the street, not on the highway, from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. We're 9 minutes from Charlie Brown Private Fulton County Airport, because you know the $1 million rapper, he won't want to hit on the PJ, you know. So the PJ is 9 minutes away. So I would sell to that rapper that, you know, we can pick you up in the Sprinter, the black car, the SUV, the bulletproof Sprinter, whatever you want. We'll pick you up in that with a security detail, hit the lights, drive you all the way down the street, whisk you into a black private gate where it's closed in, can't get no paparazzi in there, nobody like that. Bring you in, you can record your song, you can get your merch made, you know, get you a couple shirts or something printed just to take off as a souvenir.
Get you an interview.
Get you an interview
by me.
Come in here and do your media. Go out there and do the photography for your album or your visual or whatever, and then go shoot your video. And then guess what? We catered the food, and you had seafood, you had whatever you eat. Now you go home.
That's a good day at APF.
Hey, look, and that $1 million rapper, he lives in Chicago, which is say a 2-hour flight from Atlanta.
Right.
So he woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, hopped on the flight, was in Atlanta at 11 o'clock a.m., did all that, shot out, recorded his song, shot his video, did his media, did his photography. He's back on the private jet Eastern Central Time at, say, 5 o'clock p.m. in Atlanta, which is 4 o'clock p.m. in Chicago, and 2-hour flight. He back in Chicago at 6 p.m.
Well, all this done.
With all this done. Provided to you by Atlanta Production Factory.
You heard it here first.
Absolutely.
So, making this big jump as a CEO, what was the hardest thing for you is becoming your own boss and running a full business?
Well, I mean, I've been my own boss, so that was something, a role that you had to already understand before taking on a responsibility like this. But this was a huge responsibility because it's a brick and mortar situation. So you have to, brick and mortar means you can't pick this motherfucker up and move it nowhere. You have to keep it in one space, which means you have to maintain it. You have to pay the bills. You gotta keep your employees paid. It's a lot of stuff that you have to big up yourself in. And that saying that says that everybody want to be the boss till it's time to go pay the bills or go to the bank or whatever. That's true, because as the boss, let's just open this. I don't put any of this in my pocket.
All right.
But I get pleasure, and I'm happy about Atlanta Production Factory being open. I'm happy that you can come in here anytime and say, hey, cuz, or send the operations manager your full schedule, and it's done. And you get to show up and do what you do. And that's the pleasure that I get. That's the happiness that makes me, because now I know that if we sustain, just like I told you about being consistent. If we're consistent, then now it's like hitting a wall. You're beating down a wall. If you hit that wall enough times, as many times, that wall is going to eventually fall. That's what we're looking for with Atlanta Production Factory, be able to knock those walls down and to be able to open doors up for not only my family, but anybody that wants the opportunity.
So
one of the main things about that about me is I'm a visionary. So when dang, this interview making you boring, man? You sitting over there yawning. I ain't never seen him yawn in an interview, but he's like,
that's the
better edit that one out, man.
That's the
I was before I got this building, man, I remember being out here at night when I couldn't get in, when I already had the idea, and I just envisioned, I closed my eyes and I just would think about every room, absolutely every square footage in this building, and how it would be used and being used. And this week, that production, it came to fruition. You know what I'm saying? I saw every single room in this building used, every square footage used the correct way. I saw the editing suite, the directors and the producers were over there looking behind the glass. They had their table. Then it was Sunday and the football game was on. So it was like, man, I wish I could. I put that little TV up in there for the security and for people to just TVs, sometimes make a icebreaker. And I looked over there at one point, they had their tables, the cords, laptops everywhere, and the TV was on the game. That made me happy. And then not only that, tables were everywhere, people were getting fed, production was being shot. It was an awesome setup. It was, I couldn't even believe it. Yeah, I had to just take it in.
When I seen the pictures, I was like, where that's at? That's right there.
Yeah, I had to just take that shit in. I had to just, I couldn't even get excited, because I feel like that it's important for me to remain humble. And how I remain humble is being able to not seize the moment every moment. I take it later on in the evening, get home, be like, whew.
That's all we do right here.
That's it.
So what's your favorite food in Atlanta?
Man,
your go-to spot.
Well, I'm a pescatarian, so I've been a pescatarian for, probably as long as you've been born, bro. I've been a pescatarian for a long time, but I only eat seafood. So my go-to spots, well, I'm gonna just tell you my go-to food is lobster. That's it. Like anything lobster, lobster mac, lobster rolls,
sandwich,
lobster pasta, whatever. I go for the lobster.
So I said that to say, is that food in Atlanta better than the seafood pizza for Detroit?
Now I can't tell you. Now that seafood pizza from Detroit is something that is close to my heart. You know what I'm saying? It was. I remember being in Detroit, first time I tasted that pizza, Poppy's in Southfield,
Pizza
Michigan.
Populous.
So it's not Poppy's, it's Mr. Populous.
Nah, Pizza Populous.
Pizza. Oh, so I've been saying the wrong
Mr.
name
Poppy,
forever.
Poppy,
Yeah.
all that, yeah.
I believe it's just the pronunciation. But I remember being in Royal Oak, and we went to some fancy ass Italian restaurant. See, I told you I'm picky eating.
Right.
I was like, man, give me the shrimp, the pasta, all this. I think I spent like $100 and some on the food, right? And then we came to y'all house, and your mom then was like, oh, well, we ordered this pizza because we were gonna watch Power, new episode of Power, and they was like, we ordered this pizza, and we was like, oh, well, we got all this food right here. And so your dad was like, man, you gotta try this pizza. So I was like, man, I got this Italian food. I was like, all right, let me try a slice. Now I grabbed a slice of that. I was like, oh.
Ain't looked back since.
I said, I need another one to go. And so I got me another pizza, and safe say, I didn't even eat the food that I bought. I don't know what happened to that.
Said the pizza was right.
That pizza did it. And this is the first time I got that pizza delivered in like 5 years, man. Delivered from Detroit, Michigan to Atlanta, Georgia. That's what I'm talking about. When you're a real player, that's the type of stuff that happens to you.
So as a business owner, CEO, what do you want the youth to know about you and know about your business, and how hard it is to be a CEO?
Man, what I want the youth to know is to learn from, us. Sometimes I think people get confused with, because everybody not putting money in their hand. Sometimes knowledge and resources it goes a lot. Not sometimes, all the time. Knowledge and resources go a lot farther than what somebody can, monetarily put in your hands sometimes. So I tell, the youth that to watch me and just, from every point. I know sometimes, I'm a very comfortable person, depending on who I'm around, but I'm a private person, but I'm also a strategic person. Everything I do is strategic. So with the youth, I mean, shit, I had a tough life, bro. I ain't had no good life to where it was just like, hey, you walk into some CEO type situations.
Right.
My dad was been an elected official for 17 years, and so I had a lot to learn as far as from a political standpoint to be able to transfer it over into my business. And politics is about the people, so business got to be about the people, because you got to take care of the people that you're working with. You got to take care of the people that you're serving. So as far as the youth, I say that be an inclusional person to where you try to get everybody's ideas and you bring them to the table. Then you make a decision instead of being closed up, making a decision without the inclusion of everybody. So always have an inclusion thought process so that people may see something that you don't see. And if somebody's part of your team, they're going to add value. So I also say don't give up. Don't quit. Sometimes it's going to get hard. It's going to get tough. But if you believe in what you're doing, then, the little parts that you'll roll over, you'll remember them, and you'll get on to the bigger parts later.
Okay, before we get off, any words to your daughter, my baby cousin?
Oh, yeah, Milan is going to take over the business, so she already know that this business is for her. Daddy is he works very hard. So, but my daughter knows that her father has a very entrepreneurial spirit. Yeah. And so that's going to translate into her and what she wants to do in terms of her life. And she's going to be able to, enjoy some of the fruits of my labor, and I'm going to be able to enjoy it too, because I'm going to chill out and relax. And
vacation a little bit.
Yeah. I've been working hard. We had a good year. It's been a long year, so. Yeah,
y'all got to watch the APF Creators video. That's out. Me, Wally, Kyle, and Cam. Y'all need to go watch that.
And speaking of y'all curators, man, y'all are awesome. I just remember the seed that we planted when I told you. I said, when we first, the first meeting that we made. I remember it was we were sitting out there, and we didn't know what to expect of these people, of each other. You introduced me to them, and I was like, okay, all right. I said, y'all need your own identity, because I already know I don't want to hold y'all back. Being a little older, I don't want to be like, nah. Y'all need your own identity, because I remember we was like, well, can we get access to the Instagram? I was like, no, y'all go ahead and post y'all own, get y'all own. And y'all took initiative. Initiative is big with me because as a boss, as a CEO, as a manager, as anybody that's over anybody, initiative is big from people that's when you're learning to lead because you're taking initiative and you're not always waiting on
Somebody
this person to do it or say, hey, go do this. You're like, shit, let me take the lead on this. Let me go make it happen. That's exactly what y'all did. Y'all created the page. Y'all put the logo up. So several things y'all did allow me to be able to say, okay, y'all can have the freedom y'all did because y'all used the logo. Y'all stay consistent with the colors. And you're fun but tasteful. You know, you ain't out here doing no crazy stuff. So that was important to me, and just to see y'all content and see you put it together and know that y'all just did this, like, just.
It's gonna be much more though.
That was awesome.
That little kickback, that was just the start of everything. Next year you're gonna see a lot more, especially in the first couple months of the year. We're gonna break it out and really get stuff going through there, and everybody gonna want to come in here and have an interview. Come in here and they wanted to even rent it out and take pictures themselves.
Yeah, like, you be doing the interview while they out there doing whatever they doing.
That's how it's gonna go, and that's how it's gonna be. But appreciate you coming on here, taking your time out today to let me be here and shoot. It's all about family here, and APF has really changed my life and gonna change others in the future.
Yes, sir.
And also, y'all need to copy y'all some Chili Weekend.
I see that, man. I like that, man.
Chili Weekend. He was on like episode 2 of the podcast when I first started.
I like
in the basement. So he been there since the jump. Yeah, he got some nice.
I need to get one.
See, you missed it. He had a little pop-up shop. He was selling out crazy. You know?
See, that's something that you need to be the APF Curators pop-up shop.
Yeah.
See? Y'all know a lot of designers, photographers, and all that. So y'all need to be putting on schedule. I'm proud of y'all, man. You keep it going, and anything I can do, you know, I'm here. That's what it is.
No doubt. But like I said, follow the interview, follow APF Creators, follow Atlanta Production Factory Instagram too. I'm gonna link his Instagram in the description and any links to our other events. And subscribe to the interview.
Subscribe now.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, matter of fact.
Peace.
Yeah.
Good job.
Get back with her, man. Like I was cute, but you can't mix that shit with your bare hands. Might try to use how the fuck I'ma cuff you, know you fuck my mans. You sound stupid, nigga, ain't in the fig. Just be rapping about the crimes I'm doing. You know I can't.